Hello everybody, my name is Sibylle Seidler. I'm the Project Director of Little Scientists Australia, and Amy and Lena have asked me to give a short introduction about who we actually are. So it's my pleasure and welcome to this conference. Unfortunately, we have to be via Zoom, but that seems to be the topic of this year, doesn't it? So what is Little Scientists? Little Scientists is a profession development program for early childhood educators in inquiry-based STEM learning. So that's a big word, and what does it actually mean? It means that we help to upskill you and we hope to give you the confidence to spot the STEM in the everyday. And you would be surprised how much STEM you're already doing in your everyday work with the children in your center. We have a workshop suite of now 10 different topics. Normally we deliver them face-to-face. We have 42 different network partners from all across Australia in every state and territory. But of course, 2020 has thrown us many curveballs, and at the moment we're also transitioning to online delivery of our workshops. If you're interested in a particular topic, then just come to our website and have a look at the different topics and the overview, but also when and where it is being delivered. So how did Little Scientists come to Australia? Well, it originates in Germany, and it's the largest early childhood initiative in STEM learning in Germany. And in 2013, Fribble Australia, which is a bilingual education care service provider here in Australia, was familiar with the program in Germany and decided that there was nothing like it in the Australian market. Like, mind you, we're talking back in 2013. So Fribble took the initiative and brought the program out to Australia. And since then, we have really localized it, filled it with a lot of Australian content and made it ours. To this date, we have now trained and had more than 6,800 Australian educators attend our workshops. And that means we've touched a couple, almost 200,000 children have benefited from their educators being part of the Little Scientists program. But before I can go on and on and on, I really want to pass over and hand over now to Amy and Lena, and they can tell you all about the impact measurement study that they have conducted and the importance of early STEM education. So thank you so much, enjoy the conference, and I hope to see you in a workshop somewhere in Australia very soon. Have an amazing day and see you soon. Bye.
A 2-year evaluation of the Little Scientists program has been conducted by our research team. The purpose of the evaluation study was to ascertain the efficacy of the Little Scientists program. The program was examined in relation to its impact upon the educators, the context of the early childhood setting, and the children within the setting. The evaluation study used a 4-phase mixed methods design. In Phase 1, a content analysis was conducted through conceptual mapping of the Little Scientists program content against the Early Years Learning Framework, the National Quality Standard, the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, and the Australian Curriculum. This analysis also identified the key concepts from science, technology, engineering, and mathematics covered by the Little Scientists program. In Phase 2, educators, partner organisations and trainers were invited to complete online surveys about their experiences with the Little Scientists program. 425 educators completed a pre-occasion survey, which was sent at the time of the educators' initial engagement with their first Little Scientists professional learning workshop. The pre-occasion survey gathered demographic data and initial data related to educator confidence and beliefs in teaching STEM. 186 educators also completed a post-occasion survey after they had completed one or more Little Scientists professional learning workshops. The post-occasion survey consisted of 2 main parts. 1, a repeat of the pre-occasion survey questions, and 2, questions to identify how educators have engaged with the inquiry-based learning cycle used in the Little Scientists professional learning program, and changes to their practices as a result of their participation. These pre- and post-occasion samples were compared to ascertain change in educator confidence and beliefs over time. In Phase 2, we also invited partner organisations and trainers to complete a survey to ascertain their perceptions and experience of the program. This survey was completed by 57 respondents. In Phase 3, we established professional learning networks in communities across Australia. These professional learning networks integrated face-to-face meetings and virtual discussions. The educators shared evidence of their development as a STEM educator, changes to practice in their setting, and changes to children's engagement with and understandings of STEM. Finally, in Phase 4, we conducted an analysis of the reach of the program using data provided by Little Scientists Australia. We examined the location of trainers and participants, access to trainers in metropolitan and regional contexts, and the demographic profile of participants. This analysis provided evidence of the reach of the Little Scientists program in Australian early childhood contexts.
The findings from this 2-year study indicate that participation in the Little Scientists workshops appears to have had a positive impact on educators' confidence and practices, and in turn has impacted positively on children's STEM learning opportunities. The pre-occasion results show that the majority of educators believed they had sufficient knowledge in the mathematical area of STEM. However, they didn't feel as confident in other areas of STEM, such as science, technology, and engineering. Over 1/3 of the pre-occasion educators did not feel comfortable facilitating inquiry-based STEM learning activities. On the post-occasion, we found a significant difference between the pre- and post-occasion educators' perceptions of how sufficient their STEM knowledge was in relation to their work. There appeared to be more educators in the post-occasion sample who felt comfortable in facilitating STEM inquiry-based learning activities compared with those in the pre-occasion sample. A higher percentage of the post-occasion educators were comfortable talking with young children about the scientific inquiry method, using scientific tools and discussing ideas and issues of STEM learning with other educators, compared with the pre-occasion respondents. There was also a significant difference between the samples in how confident they were in exploring STEM with preschoolers, where the post-occasion educators appeared to be more confident compared with the pre-occasion respondents. It's also worth noting that education for sustainability was one of the Little Scientists topics that the majority of the post-occasion respondents wanted to cover. Something that stood out in these results is that the Little Scientists workshops seem to give educators the confidence that they could do STEM-related activities with simple experiences and by using everyday materials. Their perception as a STEM educator had been changed as they understood that they did not need to be a scientist or have knowledge of scientific theories in order to do STEM with children in their care. The educators evaluated the implementation of the Little Scientists program as positive for creating a community of inquiry where children and educators learn and research together, with space for children's self-directed and play-based explorations. The educators saw that they were able to take on varied roles, including director, helper, co-learner, or recorder of children's learning.
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything, just darkness.
I can't see anything.
Ooh.
Little Scientists workshops changed my thinking around STEM and inquiry-based learning. The children can identify that, hey, this is maths, hey, this is technology.
Oh my gosh, I know so much more about it. I feel like the first time I was asked what STEM was, I was like, science. Now I know that there is so much more to it. Little Scientists has really shown that those fundamental learnings of science, technology, engineering and maths are fun.
STEM in early childhood education helps the children to learn it when they come across it when they are older and in school or at uni. They already have the foundation of it.
Hands-on learning is better because it's more fun and you gain a better understanding when you're actually doing it yourself.
I think it's very beneficial for the children heading off to school and for the changing world that they have these STEM concepts, because these are what they're going to need for the future.
They're excited by STEM. They're excited to learn new things and try new things. So it's not a chore for them to understand maths or a chore to understand fundamentals of science. So I really feel now that I've been to the Little Scientists training and experienced, it really opened my eyes to the fact that STEM is everywhere.
I would recommend the Little Scientists program. It's a great initiative.
I didn't think I could enjoy STEM topics at first, but now I'd never turn back. I love STEM.